Hey guys, it's Patty, Cook, Cut, and Create. It is Wednesday, May the 6th, 2026, and it's been 3 months since I've been on here. Oh, just wanted to jump in and let you guys know there's a lot happening going on behind the scenes. Kids are finally gone. They're moved out. They've moved on. Yay. So I've been doing a lot of projects inside the home, setting up couple of extra rooms in my house, creating an actual guest bedroom. I'm creating a library. I haven't done any work on it in a few weeks. I need to get back to that. But more importantly, I'm back out in the studio finally. And as you can see, if you were here with me last time, I was talking about the stairs from my loft. I finally got some stairs. I absolutely love these. I'm going to be working on taking out the remainder of the wooden stairs. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do here, because I'm still working on purging, going through stuff. Since the last time I was with you, I've gained a couple of new toolboxes. I said I wasn't going to buy any more, but I did. The purple toolbox, the original one, Amazon now sells them. Temu doesn't have them anymore in that purple color. Amazon has them now, so I bought one more of those. And I'm going to use that strictly for resin storage. I'm going to be doing some resin crafts. But then I also bought a blue toolbox, much like the purple one, but it has not as many drawers, but they're deeper drawers, so it holds more stuff. I've still got a lot to go, and I haven't spent any time out here, any length of time out here, for probably the better part of 2 months at this point. We got the daughter, all of the rest of her stuff moved in March. Then the beginning of April, I traveled quite a bit. Every April for a week, I'm always with the daughter celebrating her birthday. Did that. I traveled before that. I traveled just after that. And now I'm home trying to get a bunch of stuff done. I still am working on a privacy fence. It's looking good, but it's the devil's in the details, as they say. And I still have a lot of details to take care of with it. I got an oopsies that I got to fix because I wasn't thinking. But and we have not had rain here. So gardens right now for me are on hold. Now, right now, as I'm speaking, we are getting some rain finally. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a measurable amount. It was supposed to start raining this morning, and it's just now starting now, and it's, going on 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Everybody's weather everywhere, no matter where you are in the country, is weird. I'm in Colorado, the upper elevations of Utah. Look at the amount of snow they started getting yesterday, and they're still getting. Ugh. The daughter now lives in Ohio. They're still in 40-degree weather up there. Overnight lows into the high 20s, low 30s. My brother lives in Michigan. They're lucky to get out of the 50s this week. There's no spring. We're just going from false winter to summer, I think. But that's okay. But, those of us who want to put in gardens need the rain. That is something outside-wise that I will take you along for. Here in about another week, I'm going to be putting up a greenhouse. I've got a few things I got to tweak on the fence before I put it up because of where I'm putting it up at. But as far as this mess goes, I know I could sit you guys into a corner and time-lapse everything and you could watch me work. But it's a lot of procrastination with what's going on. I have a lot of stuff that's just over in the corner until I decide to deal with it, like most things. But I still have been purging. I'll grab 10, 15 minutes here and there. I was in here yesterday for about 10 minutes trying to solidify in my head a few more things of where I want things to go. But I do have a little bit of news. I was going to be doing one business with someone, and that kind of... we figured it just would be better off to just continue to do our own thing, and that's fine. But I wanted to let you know that on June the 1st, I am launching a website in which I will be selling merchandise. Everything that I create in here will be available for sale. Now, if it's something that's, not something I would sell, my own worst enemy, then I would not sell it. But I do have plans. Now, wreaths, I won't be doing wreaths. That's wreath kits. Wreaths are not my thing, never have been. Now, I can do a version of wreaths, but not deco mesh wreaths. But I will be selling resin items, jewelry, I will be doing paintings. Typically the paint pours, elevated. You know, they're going to be altered. I will also be doing cards. Now, cards, when I go to do the cards, I'm going to do them probably in 12 packs. Like a seasonal card set, I'll do, a couple of each holidays, birthdays, general type cards that you could go to Hallmark and buy, a cheap card. Used to be you could get a cheap Hallmark card for 99 cents. A cheap Hallmark card is $6 now. Wow. I couldn't believe that last time I looked. And it's been a while, so they've probably gone up again. But yeah, cards. I will be offering all sorts of arts and crafts items. And I'm still going to be doing my videos. I'm getting ready to get to the point starting next week. I will come to you Monday through Friday with one video. It may be a short video. It may be a long video. We don't know yet. But as far as the merchandise, what I will be doing on that, I will restock at least once a month. I'll do one big merchandise drop a month, possibly two. A big part of what I'm going to be doing is mugs, 11 ounce and 15 ounce mugs. And I will also be doing stickers. Now I'm going to do a variety of stickers so they can come in different price points. There'll be stickers that you can use on stationery, holiday books, planners, budget books, note cards, what have you. Then I will have some that are vinyl waterproof stickers. Then I will also have some that are vinyl waterproof UV resistant stickers so you can put them on your cars. Now, I'm going to be working on those in the next 2 days, and I will time test the UV resistance on these. Now, I know the waterproof part of it is great. I have done them on mugs and stuff, and you can wash them. I don't recommend putting them in the dishwasher, even though you can, but I would not recommend it. But I'm going to be coming to you with a lot of items. One thing I'm going to be working on for a big launch in July, Christmas ornaments. Sublimation ornaments that can hang on your tree. They're metal blanks for Christmas. And I'm kind of looking forward to that. But I'm also working on some resin items. Let me reach in my drawer here. I think. Yep. I have some molds. Angel molds. I also have snowman, Christmas tree, another angel, and a gingerbread boy. And these already have the hook points in them, so you can hang them on your trees. Stockings, hats, bells, stars. Then your typical round ornament. And then this one, I'm looking forward to trying this one. This is a mold for a big angel that would sit on your table. This is one, I'm nervous to try it. I'm nervous to try it, but we're going to see what works, and I'll bring you along for that process. But those are going to be part of the items that I'm going to offer in July for Christmas in July event. I'm going to do bookmarks. I'm going to do a lot of different things. But everything will launch on June the 1st. Now, for the first 6 months, maybe less, I will not be shipping anywhere other than here in the United States. Shipping right now is a slippery slope, as they say. Things are changing so much. In the back end of shipping businesses, fuel cost, preventive maintenance costs are going up for everybody, and so the prices are changing quite literally day to day. My preference will be to use UPS, not the post office. I will offer it if someone likes, but I'm going to try and figure out where I can just do flat rate shipping so that no matter what you're buying and how much of, it's a flat rate. But it's all stuff I need to work out in the next 3.5 weeks. But June 1st is the goal to launch. And I gotta hold my feet to the fire. But I did have something interesting happen about a month ago. I was finally in the right mindset and financial stability to go ahead and get the interior of my studio here finished. Now, when I started this studio, the loft that's above my head right here was already here, and it had already been floored. There had already been flooring put onto it. It was a laminate flooring. And I liked it so much, I'm like, well, that's what I want to do for the walls and the ceiling in here, which you look behind me, that is what's on these walls. It's on all of the lower walls. There's a little bit over here on the end by the outside doors that are not done. But I have scrap pieces for that. The loft itself, as you can see, it's raw wood. But I do have some shelving and stuff I'll show you up here real quick. Don't get sick. But I have storage up there. When you're in a smaller space, you have to get creative with your storage. But back to the flooring, I had started it. I had I'm going to absolutely do this. And so I started as I could last year. Got all the walls done, got the ceiling done, except for the end where my split unit is, and the very middle of the peak here. And I didn't finish up the end where the split unit is because I wanted to wait until it was installed. And then I was going to finish it up. And at the same time, I was going to finish up the peak. Well, they don't sell the flooring anymore. Apparently, about a month before I decided to go buy enough to finish it, they clearanced it out and sold it. They weren't going to continue to carry it anymore. Well, FUBAR. And I had the man look. And none of the stores anywhere had it. The place I know of in Atlanta, Georgia that buys the clearance from Lowe's did not have any. So, nobody has this anymore. So, what I have to do is figure out a comparable board that's going to be very close into color. And, I have scrap pieces. When I was cutting some for the walls and stuff, I do have scrap. So, I might have enough to finish the end above the split unit. But the ceiling up here, probably not. And then the ceiling that's above the loft and the loft walls are not done either. So I think those will be a completely different color. But I will get over it. It's not going to bother anybody but me, and I don't think I'm going to let it bother me. So, I'm going to have to get creative. And I will figure that out, because I'd like to have that done in about a week or two. Now, I have talked about how I use power banks for power out here, because the only power here is power going to the split unit for my heat and air. And that's how I wanted that. In the future, for whatever reason, if I need to move the building, I can. And yeah, a lot of people say, well, put the power in there. Well, what I do doesn't consume a lot of power. Now, I am going to change that, however. I'm going to be moving my computer out here, my sticker machines. I don't think I'm bringing my heat press out here. I might, but it consumes so much. And I also have the Glowforge. I might bring it out here in a few months. I'm not sure. I need to be in here full-time working, functioning as a business before I decide to make that move. But, matter of fact, you're propped up on a power bank right now. I have a power bank here that these lower lights are currently connected into, which I only have one on right now. Normally I have 5 turned on below the loft, but the lights up here at the peak of the big ceiling are connected into a Jackery. You're standing on a Jackery. But I did order a power station, a very large one, that if I wanted to, I could hook my refrigerator up to it and run it for probably about a month, if that's the only thing hooked to it. But I have that coming in. It's supposed to be here today and tomorrow. I've got several pieces with it coming in that will be permanent for out here, because they do run off of solar panels, or I could plug them into my house to recharge them. But we're going to see how I can function with that unit before I make any big decisions like bringing the Glowforge out here and what have you. I still have a lot of purging. I'll bring you around here. I still have the purple cart set up. I've got to get through that. The wooden cabinet there, I was originally going to get rid of it, but I'm going to keep it. I have a few ideas of what I'm going to do. I just have to get the top cleaned off. Sir Crop, that's hiding over there in the corner, he will always stay there. He's going to be shifted a little bit closer to the sign now. But yeah, I have a lot to do. And not only do I have this stuff to do, I have the personal stuff to do. And the business my husband runs, keeping on top of that, because that can be full-time sometimes. But I'm looking forward to it, guys. I am looking forward to connecting with each one of you. I know there are a few of you that have known me for, this is 2026, so 7 years through Crafty Max. And because of those of you who know me through Crafty Max, I'm Crafty Max BFF. Always in the background, I'm always there putting my 2 cents in, whether it was wanted or not. Hi, Melissa. But, so I know you guys have been waiting. I'm getting ready to go full-time with this. Next week, starting on Monday, there will be a video posted every day by 1 p.m. I do want to be able to go live at some point. I'm going to have to work a few kinks out in regards to streaming. That is one of those tomorrow problems. I have bigger fish to fry at the moment, as they say. But I'm looking forward to coming and doing this with you. And on a side note, part of what I'm going to offer will be magnets. I'm doing 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch magnets. I've been playing with that. What fun. Oh my gosh, what fun. But if you guys have any ideas of any projects you'd like to see me try, not necessarily something I would sell, but something you want to see me try, send me an email at cookcutandcreate@gmail.com. And I will take a look at it and take it into consideration. Cooking videos. I will be going back to the cooking videos. I'm starting my list and everything. And cooking videos will be on Friday. Fridays will be my cooking videos. This Friday, I'm probably going to do a tuna casserole. My husband this morning, I asked him what he wanted for dinner. And he's like, I would love to have a tuna casserole. Now, mind you, I grew up in, late 70s, early 80s. I was a tuna helper girl. And too much time of that. And I'm not a tuna person. I really have not been. But my husband has been craving tuna casserole. He grew up with it, with his mom making it. And it's not the first time he's mentioned it. So tomorrow, I'm actually going to record the video of making a tuna casserole. And I may make 2 versions. I'm not sure. 1 or 2. See if I can find one that he likes. But I'm going to do that for him. And I will have that video up on Friday. So there's a tuna casserole video coming on Friday. So there's probably going to be 2 varieties of it. I'm not quite sure just yet how I'm going to do it. Because I asked him what kind of noodles he wanted in it. He's like, I don't think Mom ever used noodles in hers. So I'm going to do at least one with noodles and one without. So I may even do like a quote-unquote shepherd's pie version of a tuna casserole. That would have to be something that I'm creating on my own without a recipe. But we will absolutely have a cooking video on Friday. And I may even catch up with you guys tomorrow. Because I do need to sit out here, start going through some more of this stuff. I really want to get this purple shelf, cleaned off so I can move it. I have 2 of these origami shelves that I use. They come in handy because they fold up real easy and I could tuck them in a corner. When I'm doing paint pours, I can set the paints on them for them to dry and they're out of the way. But there's so much craft-tastic stuff on there. But you know how that goes. But yeah, I have a lot. I was out here yesterday and having one of those mental moments of I'm just stuck. Where do I go? How do I turn? I have so much. And this is after 2 years of purging. And I have purged a lot. And it's like, I need to go further. I need to purge more. But I don't want to. Because I know when I get out here and start creating every day and just let it flow, I'm going to be happy that I have the access to everything. Now, I do have some stuff that, it's going to be hard for me to let go of, but I have to let go because it doesn't fulfill the need with me anymore. I've gone beyond what it provided for me, and it's time for me to let it go. And I do have to say, when it comes to getting rid of anything in your life, purging items in your home, in your craft studio, in your garage, long-term storage, holiday decor, so there are some things that's tough to let go of because it's like, well, I paid so much money for that, or so-and-so gave that to me so that I could utilize it and use it. But there does come a time when you have to let it go. It is not serving the purpose anymore for you. It's not moving you forward in your creativity. It is holding you back because it's something that is in the background, quietly screaming at you every time you look at it, saying, do something with me, do something with me. When in reality, you're not going to. So let it go. I follow, and this is just a tangent that I do take every once in a while. I follow 3 minimalist individuals or decluttering individuals on YouTube. We have Dawn, the Minimal Mom, the Clutterbug, Cass. Adore that woman. And then you also have Dana K. White with the Slob Comes Clean. They all work together, and they all have different mindsets, but the ultimate goal is to make your life easier when it comes to cleaning your homes, making a less cluttered lifestyle, make it easier for you to manage what you do have. It is never easy to let things go. You know, some of this stuff that I have in here, I have accumulated. I will be 54 years old this year. So I could say probably for 40 years I've accumulated some of the stuff that's in here. But I have to sit and look at the mindset now. If I have not touched it in the past 5 years, I'm not going to. Let it go. Let someone else benefit from you giving it up. The thrift store that I take my stuff to, I take it to the local Habitat for Humanity thrift store. And the way I look at that is it benefits someone who could truly use it, or it's a treasure hunt for someone and they didn't expect it. And not only that, but the proceeds are going to help provide housing for people that may never own a home otherwise. I used to be a very, very large proponent of giving to Goodwill. I would box everything up and take it to Goodwill. I don't do that anymore. Goodwill, wow. Goodwill is for profit more than anything else now. You can go down that rabbit hole on your own. I don't want to sway you either one or the other. Now, clothing I still take to Goodwill because Habitat does not take it. But, guys, if it's holding you back from being able to create in a pattern that lets you flow freely from one thing to the other, then you need to let it go. And that's what some of this stuff is doing for me. I have stuff. I'm going to show you something. I made this 2 years ago. And I absolutely, it's a Happy Fall Y'all hat. It's something that can just hang up on the wall. And I absolutely love it. I made it 2 years ago, but it never hung up in my house. This year, I need to intentionally hang it up. Yes, it has a spring butterfly on it. But you know what? I'm a butterfly person, so it had to be there. But I have yet to put that in my house. I've got to be intentional and use it this year. This is an altered pumpkin that I did probably 4 or 5 years ago. These are sunflower napkins. Then we got sunflowers on the top, and we got a squirrel up there. And that's all that is. It's never made it into my house. Never made it into my house. It needs to this year. And if I'm not going to use them or display them, then they need to go. They need to be passed on to someone else. And part of creating a business where I can sell you items is I can create freely. And then I can sell them and pass them on to someone else who would enjoy them. Or gift them to someone. They always say make a business out of something you love to do and you'll never work a day in your life. That may be true. But for those of you who have run a business in any capacity, know that there's a lot that goes on in the background that can mentally drain you. And this is an outlet right here. Creating is the outlet. But when you come into a spot that is your creation space and it's cluttered and you can't think, then how are you going to create? You know, it's one of the Zen properties. You have to have a clutter-free, carefree environment to flow freely in your creation. But I'm rambling. It is raining more out there, which is good to hear. But I'm going to head back inside. I have some paperwork to do. Oh, goody. And I'm going to try to make it back out here this evening because my main goal, once again, as it typically always is, get the table cleaned off and keep it cleaned off. And I could successfully do that. But it's hard not to put anything back on it. I do have an update. You know, the butterfly I've been doing. Now, I have not been out here in 2 months or so. Last time I was with you, I was showing you how to use wax melts. And I did order some more wax melts. So a lot of this is wax melts. No, don't have the greatest lighting in here at the moment. But I will do a video to finish this up. And I'll make sure all of my lights are appropriately working. But definitely for the next video will be on Friday. tuna casserole video. And I'm probably going to do 2 versions. Gonna test them both out. I've never made tuna casserole beyond tuna helper, and that doesn't qualify as tuna casserole. Casseroles are baked in an oven. Tuna helper's made on the stovetop. So, and not only that, but tuna helper doesn't have all the fun stuff in it. But anyways, I digress, guys. I'm going to let you go. No matter where you are today, take a moment for yourself. A deep breath. Mentally clear your head. Whatever you may be going through right now. The world right now it's a dumpster fire. It's a dumpster fire. And for so many of us, our clarity, our calmness comes in creating. And I hope that you have a moment here and there this week to create for yourself or for your mother. Mother's Day weekend is coming up. And, if you still have your mom around, be grateful. Reach out to her. Tell her how much you love her. And if you can't, give her a little something special. Moms, sometimes, if you just go and give them a hug, that's all they want. That's all they want sometimes. But anyways, I digress. Guys, I'm going to let you go. I am going to come to you on Friday with that cooking video. I may pop in before then with another video. Who knows? But the disaster of the studio continues. But it's going to get there. It's going to get there. Only time, patience. We'll figure it out. I mean, all of this, I need to go through. I can honestly say that some of this is going to go bye-bye, but then some of this has a date with a toolbox. I'm sitting here looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 containers that I know is going to be going into the blue toolbox that's on the back wall there. But guys, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to set you up here on the ladder real quick. So, guys, I'm going to let you go. And I think I'm going to go play in the rain for a minute, long enough to get to the back of the house and get inside. Because I have dogs that need my attention. And take care of yourselves. Do what you can with what you have. Try to use it up or give it away. So you can start with something new with an uncluttered mind. And guys, all I have to leave you with now is remember to love yourself, believe in others, and inspire those around you. See you next time. Bye.